Kellen Moore as the most important addition for the Chargers at OC.
It probably is, right?
So here's the stat, again, I'll reference many times here. Justin Herbert, the guy that has a cannon for an arm, can make special throws, can throw 55 yards in the air, to a pizza box. Justin Herbert. What?
Pizza box?
Is that big? I don't know. To an index card.
You're the embodiment of that meme of, the Americans will use anything but the metric system.
Yeah, that's right.
Justin Herbert throws 55 yards into a pizza box.
What should he throw it to? Herbert has averaged under 8 yards per target, average depth of target, under 8 each year in Herbert's career. And that's across multiple systems. And even though, last year it was all Joe Lombardi, it's all his fault, right? It's all the coordinator's fault. It might be. Maybe the dink and dunk approach that the Chargers have taken with Justin Herbert is a play calling issue. But we'll find out now. Mm-hmm. That's why Kellen Moore is the most important guy. Justin Herbert averaging under 8, essentially being in the bottom 5 most conservative quarterbacks, basically, we'll say, using this metric. Over the course of his career, is this a Justin Herbert thing? Is it a system thing? We'll find out, because this is the point in Herbert's career where he's got to start unloading, throwing the ball down the field. I have a feeling you might, talk about Quentin Johnston as maybe the most important addition as wide receiver 3 to go with Mike Williams and Keenan Allen. Can Kellen Moore get a more aggressive Justin Herbert? I don't want him to necessarily be one of the best in the league at avoiding turnover-worthy plays. I want that big-time throw rate to be higher because he's capable. And it's on Kellen Moore to create the big-time throw opportunities for Justin Herbert and just to create offense overall. So Kellen Moore, most important offseason addition for the Chargers.
Yeah, I think it clearly is. You could make a case that Quentin Johnston is important for similar reasons, but it's all about unlocking the extra potential that is clearly there in Justin Herbert. And it's always a difficult thing to articulate because it's similar to the Aaron Rodgers discussion where, Rodgers always took more sacks than he should generally, but he offset that by having the best interception rate in NFL history. Like, he would deliberately hold on to the ball too long, sometimes take some unnecessary sacks, throw it away, rather than risk the turnover. So, and Russell Wilson, the conversation was similar, but for different reasons in Seattle of Russell Wilson is a really good player, but everybody right now acknowledges we're missing a percentage. He could be better. We think there's more to come. That's where Justin Herbert is right now. He's really, really good. Nobody disputes that. And a lot of the things he's good at are really important. Like having the lowest turnover-worthy play rate in the NFL is objectively a good thing. And nobody would argue otherwise. But a quarterback that is as talented and as good as he does simply should not lead the league in that category for 2 straight years. They shouldn't rank amongst the lowest quarterbacks in the league in average at the target. They shouldn't have the majority of their passes short of the first down marker the way that he does. There's an awful lot of these numbers that all stack on top of each other that begin to paint this picture of a very conservative quarterback, which kind of makes sense if you're Alex Smith, and you have a limited skill set. Justin Herbert is not limited by his skill set. Like, he can do anything. He can make any play that anybody else basically can make. So that guy should not be skewing towards the conservative end of the spectrum. And if he is, now you need to identify why that's happening. Is it because the offense is asking him to do that more, or at least sort of incentivizing him to be more conservative? Whether that's the scheme, whether that's the receivers that he's working with, the fact that he has the slowest skill set or skill position players in the NFL, all these kinds of things. Or is this part of his game inherently? Like, is he a quarterback that will, left to his own devices, always skew towards a more conservative end of the spectrum? Job number 1 is figuring out the answer to that question. Like, is this him or is this us? Because if it's us, we can change it. And if it's him, now we've got a more difficult task in our hands. But identifying the answer to that is the first question. And that, I think, is or should be done with the addition of Kellen Moore, which is the most important thing.
Just for some perspective and to clarify here, I'm not asking Justin Herbert to throw the ball to the defense more often. I'm saying if he's going to play like Alex Smith, and that's what he's doing. He's playing like a high-end Alex Smith early in his career. Low big-time throw percentage, low turnover-worthy play percentage. He's playing like a high-end game manager.
Yeah.
And,
I mean,
if that's what you want, that's fine. But Herbert's capable of so much more. He has a career big-time throw percentage under 4%, lower than Jimmy Garoppolo last year, lower than Davis Mills, lower than Kirk Cousins and Kenny Pickett and Carson Wentz. If you want to maximize Justin Herbert, get that number up to 5 because he's capable of it, and then you're creating some explosive offense.
Yeah, so we can be truthful about what it is you're asking him to do. You are asking him to throw the ball to the defense more often, but only as a byproduct of being more aggressive and making big plays overall, which will be a net win.
Right.
Like, it's not like
3 more big-time throws for every turnover-worthy play. If you just if that's what you're bringing to the table, if that's what you're asking Herbert to do, hey, you're going to make a few more mistakes, but we're going to create 3 more potential explosives off of it, that's worth it.
You're not asking him to just make more stupid errors. You're asking him to make more risky throws, which will create more stupid errors, but in addition to making a whole bunch more big plays, the net result of which will be a positive result for this team.
Thanks for clarifying for me. That was helpful.
Yeah.